You are being taken advantage of. You are relinquishing your rights, your privacy, and your freedoms. How? By purchasing digital games. In the ever-evolving world of gaming, it's clear that changes are occurring. From price hikes, digital currencies, loot boxes, and tokens to discless consoles, the industry giants are making a shift towards a digital future, and it's causing problems for customers like you and me. From the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition to the latest revelation involving the Microsoft FTC leaks, the signs are unmistakable. Physical discs are becoming relics of the past. Microsoft's leaked project, codenamed Brooklyn, revealed documents of a new refresh console that doesn't include a disc, but rather, it comes with 2 terabytes of storage, meaning you'll be able to store at least 2 copies of Call of Duty. But what's the story behind this digital transformation? What's driving these corporations to steer away from the tangible discs we've grown accustomed to? It's a tale of convenience, control, and of course, cold hard cash. This video has timestamps that you can use to navigate to the issues that you may be most interested in, or that you may want to share with others. Issues ranging from privacy, consumer rights, refund policies, the scummy tactics behind the Spider-Man 2 PS5 editions, collectability, the anatomy of a physical disc's costs, DRM issues, and more. This move to digital consoles and game releases is not good for consumers. It actively takes away your rights and fundamental ownership, and this is how. Digital games do not put the consumer first. Refund policies violate your privacy and overstep their boundaries. Let's look at Microsoft, Sony, and Steam's refund policies. Microsoft's refund policy is that
refunds are typically issued for requests meeting the following criteria. Requests are made within 14 days of the purchase date. Requests are for games in which you haven't accumulated a significant amount of playtime.
PlayStation's refund policy is
full games and DLC. After purchasing this type of content through the PlayStation Store, you have 14 days from purchase to request a refund. If you have started to download or stream the purchased content, you will not be eligible for a refund unless the content is faulty.
The Steam refund policy is
it must be within 14 days of purchase and have been played for less than 2 hours.
Do you notice where your privacy was violated? They are timing your playtime. They are tracking your downloads and refusing refunds if the download has been initiated. It's like they're sitting in the room with you, watching your every move and refusing you your right to a refund because you may have left the game running on the main menu for an hour or 2 while you made dinner. How does this differ from refund policies of stores like GameStop, Target, Walmart, or other typical stores? Well, for Target, you're good to return your games within a 30-day window. GameStop offers a 7-day return window. The biggest difference here is the employee handing you the return isn't going to ask you how long you played it. They're not going to follow you home and make sure you're not returning a game that you ran for 3.5 hours. We all know that in most cases, it takes more than 2 hours to realize you regret buying a game. Maybe it takes 3, maybe 4. Heck, even if it takes me all week to finally admit a game was a waste of money, it's nice to know that I purchased it somewhere that offers me my money back for the product dissatisfaction. The invasion of your privacy doesn't end there. No, not by a long shot. You used to buy a physical disc from a store. At the most, you'd present an ID to purchase an M-rated game. But now, these digital stores collect so much data on you and want your full name, address, and billing information. You are studied. Your purchasing tendencies are carefully watched. Your privacy is non-existent. How often you look at the digital game stores, what games you're looking at, how much you typically spend, how long you're playing, what times you're playing, and more.
You serious?
You can then be advertised to in a much more personal way, pushing you to spend more money on more games. Did you think you were buying those digital games? As Microsoft says, all digital goods are licensed, not sold.
Your right to access or use any digital good is subject to your compliance with all license terms, license limitations, codes of conduct, payment terms in the terms, and more.
This means that if your account is banned from their online services, you will lose access to all of your games. You will lose all of the digital content that you have purchased and accumulated over the lifetime of the account.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Your physical Xbox is also now limited to offline play of disc-based media. Do not forget, you don't own your digital games. Sony owns them, Microsoft owns them, Valve owns them. You're simply paying for the privilege to access these games, download them to your consoles while the option to download them is still available, and play them. These digital game sales tactics also benefit the companies by restricting game owners from sharing games, trading games, or reselling them. All of the power of ownership is removed from the owner of the game and kept by the salesman. This forces anyone who wants to play these games to buy them directly from the distributor, or to say, if your friend down the street wants to try out the game and you want to try out one of his, you're unable to trade games for a few weeks and play them. You're forced to buy your own copy.
Destroy All Humans DNA Collector's Edition, and it came with a wonderful, really good scale statue with a lot of details, a nice squishy little alien.
It also ruins the collectability of these games, as there's nothing to collect. There's nothing special about your copy of the game because it's just a digital download. There's nothing to keep sealed in a package in mint condition. There's nothing to put on your shelf and add to your collection. Part of the experience in owning a game can be in opening the case, looking through the game manuals or maps, placing it on display. Yet for the same price as a game that comes with all of those extra experiences, you can buy a game that doesn't include a single physical item. A single one of those experiences. It's really quite stupid that digital games are sold for the same price as physical games, when you don't get the same amount of content. This video's sponsor is War Thunder, a game that offers tons of content for free. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. It offers more than 2,000 vehicles to fight with, like tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships. War Thunder offers intense PvP battles at various modes to accommodate all play styles. Vehicles are extremely detailed down to their individual components, and you can customize each vehicle with their in-depth customization system. Details like these are great in 4K with stunning locations and graphics crafted with immersion in mind. I personally love the destruction that you can cause to enemy vehicles. War Thunder is available now on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and the previous console generation. Play War Thunder now and register using the link in my description to receive a huge free bonus pack which includes multiple premium vehicles, premium account boosters, and much more. You buy these digital games, and then when they ultimately shut down these stores, you lose access to those games. It's like buying a game from a friend, but he keeps the disc. Every time you want to play the game, he has to bring it over and put it in for you. He also says he has to hang around and watch you play it. Then when you're done playing the game, he puts it back in the case, and he takes it back over to his house. The friend in this illustration is Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft. The only misrepresentation in the illustration is, he's not your friend. Why? Because he has your money, but he's also still got your game. And what happens when he moves away? He's gonna take your game with him.
What?
Sony attempted to shut down its PS3 era digital store, much to the dismay of fans. The backlash was swift and unrelenting, leading to a reversal of the decision. But this hold-off won't last long. Every digital store comes to a relatively quick end, and with it, so do the items you purchased through it. This model is so advantageous for them because they can resell you these classic games later in life, when you remember how great they were when you used to play them, but you find out you can't download them through the stores anymore because they're discontinued. So you'll just have to buy them again on a new storefront with its shiny new coat of paint. Retailers take a 30% cut from each game sold in their stores. After that deduction, with whatever they're left with, publishers have to pay a 15% licensing fee to console manufacturers like Microsoft and PlayStation. Disc-associated costs can vary depending on volume, disc content complexity, distribution, and shipping discs, but the cost of making, packaging, and shipping game discs to stores costs roughly $4, and not all games sell, so the expense of returning unsold inventory costs another $7. This means that the profit loss associated with selling physical discs to customers is $25 per disc. And if a disc doesn't sell, then that's an extra $7 per disc to return it. Now that publishers are selling current-gen games for $70, they're profiting roughly $35 per copy in physical stores. But how much do publishers profit on digital storefronts? Microsoft and Sony take a 30% cut on sales through their online stores. This would equal $21 deducted from a $70 game. Therefore, publishers profit roughly $35 per copy in physical stores and $49 per copy in digital stores. The incentive is clear. The costs associated with adding physical discs and shipping them to stores can affect each game's profit by a difference of $14. First-party games being sold digitally are not subject to the 30% fee, meaning every dollar of a game like Spider-Man, for instance, is Sony's. The worst part in all of this is now these companies are pushing to sell you digital copies even when you're actively trying to purchase physical ones. For example, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 has multiple release options. Each includes various features and collectibles. The base game comes with a physical disc. The Digital Deluxe Edition includes pre-order bonuses and 10 suits. It does not come with a disc. The Collector's Edition includes all of the previous version's content, a statue, 2 extra suits, and a steelbook display case. A steelbook display case without a disc.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
There is no physical copy of the game on the Collector's Edition. And they include a steelbook display case so you can display that you have absolutely nothing. At least it's nothing if the PlayStation Network ever goes down or you lose your internet connection. The limited edition Spider-Man 2 PS5 console comes with a custom plate design and a controller. It also comes with a digital copy of Spider-Man 2, not a physical copy. Why do the most expensive options for this game not come with a physical disc? Why does the Collector's Edition that includes a steelbook display case not come with a physical disc? This is just common sense that these higher tier editions of the game should come with physical discs. Horizon Forbidden West had a few editions as well. The Standard Edition had a disc. The Special Edition had a disc. The Collector's Edition did not come with a disc. The Regala Edition did not come with a disc. It's odd that the most expensive $260 edition of the game can't be bothered to include a $4 disc. Bottom line, if I'm buying any special edition or higher tier version of a video game, it should come with a physical disc. I'm not spending $300 for something that a company like Microsoft or Sony would consider not sold, but rather licensed, as long as I follow their terms and conditions. The digital ownership of games comes with many frustrations and limitations. For one thing, you can't ever play the original version of the game. You'll always be forced to download and install the newest version if you don't have it installed beforehand. The 1.0 version of a video game with all its bugs and exploits is unavailable to you. With a disc, you simply insert the game and install the 1.0 content from the disc while an internet connection is disabled, and you get to play the original version of the game, the version that was shipped on the disc. This means you can play with fun glitches or exploits. It also means you can avoid playing broken updates, or at that rate, broken games. Due to home console issues, I can't even play certain games on my Switch unless I connect to the internet. I tried playing Spyro while I was out one night and I couldn't even launch it because it was unable to verify my permissions. My permissions? I own you. Of course, this security measure is in place to prevent someone from downloading it twice and playing one online and one offline, similar to the preventative measures they take to stop you from copying a game's disc to another disc and duplicating your physical games. But one of these measures is more invasive than the other. I don't plan on burning copies of my physical game discs. I do, however, plan on playing without the internet every once in a while. It can't go without saying that while games have gotten more advanced and become larger and more mainstream, their prices have pretty much never altered. Only recently are games being priced at $70. The first game to set this new standard was NBA 2K21, a decision made by Take-Two Interactive, and likely one made by Strauss Zelnick. Other companies were watching, and this new price model has become the norm. What should a video game cost? What are you buying? Are you even buying anything? Or are you just renting a game for as long as their servers are up, and as long as you don't get banned? What are we sacrificing in this move towards digital games? Our privacy, consumer rights, and ownership are all at risk, and for what? A minute amount of convenience where we don't have to switch a disc out? Are we ready to lose stores like GameStop or local game shops that sell physical games? These digital sales tactics will eventually kill these stores. At a certain point, if this continues, there won't be anything left for them to sell. What standards should be laid out by us as customers? The first, most basic standard should be this. If I'm buying a game, it should be mine. I should own it. Forever. Don't forget, you can play War Thunder on your platform of choice and register using the link in my description to get those free bonuses. You don't want to miss out on the intense vehicle action that only War Thunder can offer. Thanks for watching.